Chazley Williams always had the dream of walking across the stage in her cap and gown, her Master's of Education degree in hand.
One of my motivations, to be honest, is helping others reach their goals. And that position for me, as well as wanting to get my master's, pursuing that, helping others, was also that motivation.
In the summer of 2019, Chazley, a newlywed, was well on her way to earning her master's from Regent University when she suddenly became ill.
I started experiencing issues with my urine, also my feet and ankles starting to swell really bad, to the point where it was hard to even put on shoes.
Chazley was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease. She desperately needed a kidney transplant, but it could take as long as 3 to 6 years to find a match. In the meantime, she'd need 8 hours of dialysis every day to stay alive. She turned to God for answers.
I honestly don't think it really sunk in until I remember I was on my way somewhere and I couldn't get shoes on my feet. And I just remember like sitting there crying, and like my feet were like swollen to the point where it hurt to like touch the ground.
After 7 months of enduring daily treatments, juggling studies, home life, and a full-time job, Chazley made the hard decision to take a leave of absence from school.
Honestly, I have been through so much as a whole in life that I was like, I don't want to go through something else. So I was fighting through having to deal with this situation. I didn't want to have to be tied down to dialysis. I'm not going to have to deal with this because I don't have the capacity to deal with it.
Eventually, she gave it all to God and prayed that she would soon find a match for a kidney transplant.
It was like, okay, like, God's going to heal me. I'm going to heal through this.
A year later, she made the decision to return to school to help give some normalcy to her life.
If I go back to school, that will put me back on my regular schedule so I don't have to think about everything else going on.
2 weeks into the semester, Chazley received an email from one of her online professors, Dr. Ryan Murnane, asking only if he could call her. She assumed it was class-related.
As soon as he called me, he asked if I still needed a kidney donor, and I told him yes.
Chazley had told Dr. Murnane about her condition not long before. He didn't think twice about offering her one of his kidneys.
If somebody that in my family needed something that I couldn't give, would I be willing to give? And I would want somebody to step up if I was not willing to give. And so I figured, this is an opportunity to help somebody.
During that time, I'm listening, it's like, but at the same time, it's like, is this even possible to even happen? So it's like, okay. So I remember, getting his information to pass on to my transplant coordinator. And at that time, I think when I got off the phone, it was still like one of those moments like, is this real? Like, can this actually happen?
As it happened, Dr. Murnane had already been registered and tested as a kidney donor to help a young boy just months earlier. While it didn't work out, he was still willing to make the sacrifice for someone else.
It was about following the journey, not necessarily understanding the destination, because I felt called to donate to the kid, but it didn't happen. But it was because getting prepared to donate to the kid was just part of the journey.
Within a week, Chazley had been tested and had the results. They were a match. In November 2020, Chazley and Ryan went in for transplant surgery. It was a success, and within 48 hours of the procedure, Chazley went home with a new kidney.
I don't think until after I actually came out the hospital that I really had that knowledge of, okay, like, this is, like, my life has changed in some capacity. Like, my professor just saved my life.
In December 2023, 3 years after the transplant, Chazley fulfilled her dream as she graduated with a master's in education. Dr. Murnane hooded Chazley in a private ceremony.
That opportunity is, again, kind of a reflection of the Regent culture of, if you work hard, we want to celebrate with you and be able to give you an experience, even if there are, restrictions or accommodations that are needed.
So that was a complete surprise. And of course, I know it was probably tears and everything for me. Because it was more shock than anything. And when I'm shocked and surprised, I immediate cry. It was like surprised. I never intended this to even happen.
Today, Chazley is working full-time for a university, doing what she loves, counseling and helping others in their career journey. Dr. Murnane is still at Regent as Assistant Vice President for Academic Policy and Compliance. Chazley is grateful for how God used Regent to answer her prayers for healing and fulfilling her dreams.
There is a God out there that continues to shine light on us to be able to help us and continue to change my mindset and change me while, also changing others. Continue to pray, thank God for what you do have, and to have hope that things will change.